Hello, my favorite artists. So this week in art, we're going to work on some really funky portraits that are inspired by artist Sandra Silverswig. She is a Canadian artist, and you'll learn about her in the video that's included in the slideshow. First, I wanted to say we start by putting one dot in the very middle of the page. We're going to have the page standing straight up and down in portrait mode because this is a portrait. So you just need a small dot that you can just barely see because it doesn't need to be in the picture in the end. It just decides like, oh, this is about the middle of the page. So once you have a dot in the middle of the page, you're going to do a vertical line straight up. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. This is just a general way to start. Then we're going to do a horizontal line off to the side. We're building a nose that is shaped like a capital block letter L. So now let me turn this into a block letter L. You want to do that on your page. This is a long, funky nose. The next thing we're going to do is an eyelid. And when I do eyes, I think about an ellipse shape, which is sort of like the shape of a football. It's a fancy word for an oval. I do it in two parts. Starting right here, halfway up the L, rainbow shape. Starting at the same point on the L, smile shape. My oval's kind of running off the page. I like that. It's called cropping. It looks interesting. Now you're going to go a line straight across. That's the eyelid. Now, what you want to think about is the color of the eye is called the iris. You don't want to have the whole circle showing because it looks like the person's in total shock. You want to do a parenthesis shape and another parenthesis shape. That's a type of punctuation in writing that puts something inside the two curved lines. I think of that when I make eyes. Now, you want to put the pupil shape in the middle. This is the iris. The actual bagel is the iris. The hole in the middle of the bagel is the pupil. The pupil is a black circle in the middle of your eye. It's actually an opening where the light comes in. This is the part you color, the iris, which is the bagel shape. You color that. I did mine green right here. You do not color the whites of the eyes. Those need to stay white. This is general portrait information. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. Rainbow, smile, eyelid line, parentheses to make the iris, circle of blackness in the middle to make the hole in the middle. We're starting to get this kind of wonky face. I'm deciding that I want to do these super weird eyelashes that go straight up. I'm going to do it on this side as well. Then I want to do creases or outlines of the eyelid on this side. I'm going to add a lot of variety and do something different on this side, which are kind of like spikes. Now I'm going to go a connector for the upper lip. We all have these lines in between our nose and lip. Now I'm going to do another rainbow. I could do a wobbly line for the mouth. I could do a zigzag line. I could do a straight line. I could do an arched line. Now I'm going to go straight down to the chin. And I want to practice this line because I don't want it too close to the lip. I don't want it too far away. I kind of want this even curved side of the jaw to just kind of go like that. Do the same thing on this side. Trace it with your finger first. See if it looks good. Curve it up. And now we're going to do a line for the neck. A line for the neck. I like to do a curved line here where the shirt begins. And now you're going to go curve to the corners for the shoulders. Now the shoulders would be bigger, the arms and body would be down here. We're just letting it run off the page because it's a cropped image. Now I'm going to do like a funky pattern on the sweater or the shirt just to like make it more interesting, and it gives me an area to color. So speaking of color, I'd like you to add all cool colors on the background, all warm colors on the face, or all warm colors on the face and all cool colors on the background. Meaning, think about your plan for your coloring. Think about, do you want to do the eyes all in warm colors? That's blues, greens, purples. Do you want to do warm colors for the skin? Plan it out and try and have a design that has a little bit of organization before you start. So just think about it for a little while you look at it and think about how you want to start. A lot of people do start with the eyes because it's a very important part of a portrait. So I started with hazel eyes. It's mostly green, but I also added brown. So you don't have to have only one color on each area. You could do multiple colors. Okay, I want you to color in the whole page so there's no white showing except for the whites of the eyes, and turn it in. Thanks. Have fun.